Hello, my sewing friends. This is Friday Sews, and I'm Jen. And Friday Sews is where we talk about sewing in life, and we kind of update you on what's been going on. There are lots of people who do it, so go down in the description box or the top comment and click the hashtag Friday Sews. It'll take you to all kinds of people who do it. And while you're down there, don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you won't miss any of mine. So let me get straight to the sewing. There wasn't really much that happened this week, but actually there was. Just nothing I can show you because what I did was for someone else and I shipped it off to them this morning. It's for the boyfriend of my middle daughter. And God bless him. They have had snow and it's freezing. They're in Atlanta and the weather has just been bonkers. So this poor boy has been without a coat, and I got the coat because he came with her and was with us for Christmas. So I have to laugh because I guess I'm thinking, here he is, new to the family. He's been with us at Thanksgiving. Now he's going to be with us at Christmas. And he's got this heavy wool pea coat. Really nice coat, by the way. And the zipper doesn't work. Actually, I have the zipper here. And so, my girlfriend's mom sews. She even has a YouTube channel. Maybe she'll fix the zipper for me. Well, of course, I said yes. I don't generally do that for family simply because they're so picky. I can't please anybody. So I've learned that lesson, but he is a pretty great guy. So I knew I could probably do this. Well, here is the zipper. And you can see that it's pretty heavyweight. It is a number 7 Ideal brand zipper. And I looked and looked and looked and looked for this zipper, and I could not find it. So I ordered something that I thought was comparable, and it got here, and I had mismeasured the zipper. Zippers are tricky because the measurement length of a zipper is from the top of the actual metal part or the nylon or plastic part of the zipper to the end. It's not the tape end to the tape end. So anyway, I measured too long. So no problem to take it out. I just zipped my seam ripper right up and it was fine. I ordered some from Amazon and they came in and I couldn't get navy. You can tell this is navy. And I couldn't get the right size. So I thought, well, now what do I do? So I went to Joann's. Yeah, that was kind of a joke. And same with Hobby Lobby, kind of a joke. So I went online and I did find some at Amazon that were navy and they were the right length. In the meantime, this storm has come through Atlanta and they're freezing. And so I thought, gosh, I need to get this done. Because here it is, the 20th of January. And this poor boy has no coat. And he grew up on the north coast of Australia. So, I mean, he's like not that far from the equator. We're talking serious tropics. He has no idea how to deal with snow or the cold weather. So I felt terrible, and I ordered a new zipper that I'd found, and it was the right length, and it was the right color, and then I thought, this is crazy. I can make that too long one work. So the problem was that this zipper, I'm not going to undo it all the way because I'll never get it together again. See how there's a bar right here, and it's supposed to go down into this, which is called a box, and it's missing. Well, that's common to a lot of zippers. And so I thought, well, can I put a new bar on it? Tried that. No, that didn't work. Actually, it didn't work because I had the wrong gauge zipper, which I think has to do with how wide the teeth are. So that didn't work. So I thought, all right, maybe I can make this too long zipper work. Because, it's pretty easy to lengthen a zipper at the top. But I wanted it to be just like this one. And this one still has the zipper stops at the top. And, well, let me pull it down a little bit. You can probably see it more easily. It has those zipper stops at the top. So I thought, well, all right, how do I do that? Because I wanted it to be right. I didn't want him accidentally pulling the zipper tab off, for God only knows what reason. I don't know why that would happen if I had stitched it at the top, which I was going to do anyway. So I learned how to remove zipper teeth. And this little stopper thing at the top right here, right there, I took the zipper stop off and didn't break it, thank God. And then took clippers and went down and I broke each of the teeth that I needed to remove. I counted just to make sure I was evening it up and pulled those off. Fortunately, did not destroy the tape of the zipper, but I did go back in and I took a lighter and I just kind of ran it along to melt the plastic because that had kind of a polyester, I guess it was a polyester tape. So anyway, I did that, and then I was able to put the stopper back on. Now, this was no easy feat. I mean, it took me a little time. It took me probably an hour and a half to do all of this because it was very fiddly, but I did it. And I thought, I just learned a new skill. Now I know I can do this. It was wonderful. Anytime that you learn something new, it's so much fun. And especially when it works, I could have totally failed. And I went ahead and finished it, and then I noticed he was missing some buttons. So then that was a whole thing, going to Hobby Lobby, which let me down again. Hobby Lobby. Sigh. Anyway, I was going to drive to Joann's. It was half an hour away, and I just thought, no. So I drove home, and I thought, all right, it's going to have to be something I have. And I'd already gone through all my buttons to see if I could find anything that matched the buttons that were on there. So I'm missing one big one and two small ones. So I didn't need very many. Nothing matched. And thankfully, I kind of started to think outside the box. Well, it had a tab that went across with a toggle. And I thought, maybe I have toggle buttons. And I did. I had 3, which was great because that's how many went up the front of the coat. Wonderful. So then I had to learn how to put on toggle buttons. That was interesting because the buttons I had like a little hook almost of metal coming out of the wood. So I thought, well, I don't want them to just be hanging and flopping around. So I took my pointy thing and I kind of stabbed a hole in this coat. Anyway, I stabbed a hole in and shoved that button down in it and hand stitched it. So I spent all day yesterday hand stitching buttons on. I was able to find something that kind of went along with the wood to replace. There are 3 at the top that are a little bit different, but the ones on the cuffs, I went ahead and left. And then it has 2 big patch pockets, and underneath the flap are the buttons that are original. This poor coat has, oh my goodness, just this wide assortment of buttons. But, I thought he's not going to care. He really probably isn't. So in the end, I replaced buttons. I fixed a few tears on the inside and I put in a new zipper. And now I'm ready to open my alterations shop. Not. How people do that all day long, like as a business, oh my hat is off. Just, I'm not worthy, because that's hard work. So anyway, I learned all this technology about zippers too. That's it for the sewing. I guess I can move on into life, which I really don't have anything to tell you about that either, except that it's freezing. Okay, I grew up in the Midwest. I grew up in Ohio. And so I know what it's like to be in a blizzard. I went through 2 right after I graduated from high school in 1977 and 1978. In fact, I drove home in the beginnings of one. And I got home. I mean, I couldn't figure out why there was nobody on the roads, except there was this much snow on the roads. And I had my little, 76 brand new Pinto, my little orange Pinto. And I'm driving along and I'm not seeing anybody on the roads. And I'm thinking, and then I finally saw a stormtrooper. Gosh, can you tell what's my favorite movie? Okay. Anyway, I saw a state trooper. He probably thought, what is that person doing? They're out of their minds. And I was 18. So I drove home in that, an hour and a half from Cincinnati up to where my mom and dad live. And I got in the door and my mother said, you drove here in that? Are you out of your mind? I mean, she was not happy with me. And there were neighbors there and all kinds of things. So I say all this because I am not unfamiliar with cold weather. And even last Christmas, it was below zero. And I did a video with my hat on, my coat on, and, you know, I talked to you from there. Anyway, so it's freezing. For Florida, this is freezing. Now, we got no snow, but they did get snow up on the panhandle of Florida, which is pretty far north of me. And snow everywhere else. Georgia, Virginia, you know, my mom and dad are freezing, and they've got snow on the ground. Even my brother in Texas is freezing. So they're much more freezing than I am, like probably 20 degrees below what I am. Today, I went out to mail that coat, and it was wet and about 45 degrees. And that is the worst. When I lived up there, even in recent years, as recent as like 10 years ago, I hated that kind of weather. It happens a lot in spring up in the Midwest, and it's just gloomy and gray, and it's kind of drizzling, but not really full on raining, and you have to get out and get around, and it's freezing because it's in the 40s, and I don't know, that must be what it's like to live in Ireland or the UK, because that is miserable weather. I hate that weather so much. So I got home and I put on my comfy clothes, and I am doing much better now. So that's really the only news. It's just that it's really cold here, considering what it's normally like in Florida. But it's supposed to get up to almost 80 next week. Ironically, I'm going up there to Ohio next week, where it's going to be 27. I love just timing. Timing is wonderful. That's life. So I will leave you with that. God bless you, and have a great weekend. And I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.